I think we are live. I think we are. Pretty sure we are. Mike says hi, Steve, so I'm assuming we are. What's up, Mike? What's up, Kevin? Richard, Dennis, Yeti, Motzi, Thunder, Falcon, Joe, Herbie, and Legends. What's up, Jims? Coots, Sassy, Ben Coombs, I Rock Blues, Fretless Ed, Richard, Ricky, Ian. Yeah, this is made in the UK. BC Rich. What's up, Dan? What's up, Shape? What's up, Double R Guitar, Zach H, J Shaft, Vince, Nick, Hill. We got Matt, Dummett. We got Spico. What's up, buddy? We got Majestic PB&J. We got Terry. We got my buddy Buzz Wilson. Got Terry 3Gs. Got I Solo. Got Numinator. Michael. We got Chris. We got Tony. We got Chris. We got Robert. We got Brian from Oregon. We were talking about that. Nolans. So many that are Boston. Just Boston. What's up, Vince? What's up, Vimps? Deanna, Jeff, Virginia, Nick. We got Max, Rico, Ian says the sound is good, and I believe him. What are these? These are Ghost pickups. They might be UK made as well. Or could be Italian. What's up, Ed? What's up, Scott? What's up, Kelvin? I rock the blues. They're not asking me to run an ad. I don't know why. What's up, Ronnie? The tone finish. This is the Mojo Chaos. You know, because of the paint job's Chaos. These are handmade by a guy in the UK. If you're looking for like a super perfection guitar, he's not for you. But if you want a guitar that's one of a kind and built with infinite love, check out Bear Guitars. His stuff's a little rough, but it's got nice flames. He does. That's like a French polish on the neck. And no, I like his stuff. And of course the giant pick on the back. But he's artist. He's artist to luthier. You're looking like a 60-40 if you're lucky, maybe even 70-30. He's more artist than luthier, without a doubt. it's a great. The neck on it is awesome. Sounds great, you know, and you can really hear the love. The body wood is like some wood that he sources locally. The neck is obviously maple, but the body wood, I don't know what it is. It's something. Oh, it's something. Can we just all agree on that? Oh, it's something. And then he's got like the single coil double blade form factor, and it's got a coil tap on it too. Oh, tap-a-roo. Tap-a-tappy. The wood is tone wood. Exactly. You know, if they were smart, someone would brand a wood tone wood. Sturbridge, Mass. I was out there recently. What is it? Right there, man. Something like that. I gotta listen to that again. But again, if you're expecting perfection out of a guitar, like, just run away. If you're like, don't even. You're not going to be happy. You know, because his guitars are, like I said, they're more art than guitar. But you know what? I will say this. Of all the guitars that I have had here, you know, this is the only one that when I first got it and I had it sitting out there, my wife noticed it right away. She was like, "Oh, what guitar is this?" I said, "Oh, I got it from a guy in the UK." And she's like, "Oh, yeah." She goes, that's a, she goes, you know, of all your guitars, she's like, that's like, you know, kind of cool, very interesting. She goes, you know, very artistic. Oh, you spent all that money on a super, yeah, and these are like, this thing's like under $1,000. Pretty sure. You know, I think these were like $800 or something like that. $800 or $900. So it stuck out. She saw it and she was like, I like the look of that. You know, I think it looks pretty cool. She goes, of all the guitars you had, that one looks, you know, like more interesting and kind of sticks out than all the other ones you've had, which seem to be sort of, you know, plays on the same guitar. She just thought the finish looked cool. Again, the money we spend. Haven't played much this week. I had you know, I got a fence in my backyard that's like so friggin' old. I needed to replace it 10 years ago. I was making jokes about it like 5 years ago. And I finally said, it's just got to come down. So what do you do with an old fence? You tear it down with a Sawzall and a chop saw. Right, Sawzall it into planks and then chop saw it into like small burnable boards, and you burn it. Because getting rid of it's a little tricky. Called it builder's waste. You won't take it at the dump. You're much better off just to burn it. So I have quite a pile of wood to be burned. I'll probably do that right after this show ends. Head out and I've been waiting for the wind to die down. A little blustery today. I won't do it if it's too windy. It's too dangerous. But I think the wind's going to die down because when the sun goes down, the wind tends to die down a little bit. And so it's time to burn that fence. There was a bird's nest in it. In fact, that's what stopped me from tearing it down every spring. Every spring would come around, I'd be like, oh, I got to put a new fence up. But there'd be a family of chickadees living in one of the posts. And they had quite the lair. Because it was so. I took it out and then you put it on the chop saw, chop it, open it right up, take a look inside, and it was They had quite a couple of feather beds in there. It was easily a half dozen annual nests in there. So. Yeah, bonfire at Steve's. We have marshmallows and hot dogs. Well, not hot dogs. We don't do that. But we do have the marshmallows. Me too, bro. Same reason too. Had a man fence the pool area. Yeah, you gotta. I'll just run down. I'll grab some 4x4s, pressure treated, and throw the posts up. And once those are set with some concrete in the base, then I'm just going to board them up with pressure treated on the outside. And then you just do a tall lap board to cover the seams, right? Makes it look pro. And you can get pre-made caps for the 4x4s and paint the whole thing white and get the white caps. And it's going to look a lot better than it was. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the s'mores. I looked at the white PVC. It's a lot more expensive. Got to buy a center post, usually a steel post. And then you got the PVC around it. And they last, I'm not going to lie. They're sturdy. But it would almost make the project go up by 5-fold. Right? You can buy a 4x4 for $8. Just do that. Wife ordered me an EVH Wolf Black Fade for your birthday. Look at you on the 1st of November, Day of the Dead. Rather pretty and sounds good too. Yeah, I like it. Some people, it's not for everybody. But, the subtle science and exact art of a bear guitar. Sell one guitar. Actually, I've been friggin' selling guitars. Went on a friggin' selling spree. I know, but I won't have to paint it. That's true. That is true. You don't have to paint it. And very easily pressure washed. My only downside is that we put the grill on one side, and I'm worried, and this is the truth, I'm worried that the heat from the grill might warp it. That was a concern of mine. So, where the wood seems to be a little bit better suited. That's that slow slide RJ was talking about earlier. Is this guitar considered a relic? Sure. How's my resale value with Relic? Up or down? I was going to say up. So let's go with it. Oh. I got up early today because my son has the car with the sticker that gets you into the dump. Oh, I have a little story for you. There I was, dumping stuff at the dump. He had to be at work, I think by 10. Dump opens at 8:30. I got up at like 8, and I had about half dozen bags ready to go. And of course I wake up and it's like everything's wet. I'm like, what? They're like, oh yeah, we had showers last night. I'm like, what? Where's your? Yeah, there was like just one little rain cloud went right over the paper bags you had to bring to the dump. I'm like, ugh. So I load them up in my son's car, and I take them up, and I think it wasn't then. It dump them off, and I got a couple of barrels. So I go back, I dump the bags, run back home, grab the barrels, get the barrels in the back of the car, and I head back down. I dump the barrels, right, and I'm just sort of like getting the barrel back in. And I look, and the people next to me pull in, and the woman takes like a bag of like trash, like it almost looked like trash from the car or something, like, oh, we're at the dump. And they throw it in she throws it in like the leaf and grass pile. They won't even put brush in that pile. They make you separate. Like, what are you doing? It's like and I can just imagine the front loader's going to come over and like hit the trash bags and rip them open, right? Because the front loader pushes the piles back every like hour. So on my way out, I saw the dudes. I'm like, hey, that white truck behind me. So yeah, I said, I don't think they got the memo about single stream. They just threw a bunch of trash over in the leaf pile. He's like, I'm on it. It may be more common than I realized, but yeah, bizarre. First time I had ever seen. I've been going there 20 years. First time I ever saw someone like literally like huck a couple of trash bags. Like everything's leaves, right? And they're hucking a couple of plastic trash bags. Like, what are you doing? Just right. What did Einstein say? The only things that are unlimited are the universe and man's stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. Oh, it's like, that's a shame. Got a lot done today. God. Got the stuff up to the dump. Got the fence torn down. Chopped up. Chopper. And, it's been going good. Quite a bit done today, actually. Some people have no respect for dumps. The funny thing is that when you're in the dump, which is really just all for, there's a lot of stuff you can bring there, but for the most part, it's brush and leaves. And cardboard. They have 4 dumpsters for cardboard because cardboard's become such a thing. Behind that giant hill behind all that goes up forever and is a big open thing. That's the old dump. That's the real dump. That's the landfill filled with God knows how many years of freaking trash. And they've got the gas pipes, right? The release the gas so it doesn't build up too hot inside. Releases the, what is it, methane or something. It's something. AC fan fix now, but I think I'm going to do it myself. I'm all full of piss and vinegar now that I ripped that fence down. It's like, and the other thing, I'm going to fix that friggin' AC fan. You watch. I'll do, and I ruined it. Oh yeah, that's single coil. That's nice. We have a buddy? We have a cat? No. Yeah, and then they have, they're pretty good. They have a place for, like, just general waste that is too big, like bulk waste, right? So they have one for metal, one for rigid plastic, no pulls, no vinyl. They have one for bulk items, and then they have one, I think, just for wood. And then they have a place you can bring styrofoam, batteries, fluorescent lights. I'm probably forgetting mattresses. And then they have an overflow if you have extra recycling, which is what those two dummies who probably threw it in the leaf pile said. They said they take recycling. Yeah, you bring it over the recycling dumpster. And then after that, they have 4 dumpsters that are just cardboard. Because it used to be 2, but they had to go up to 4 because even at 8:30, like one of those dumpsters was almost full. It's like people show up with a truckload of friggin' cardboard. I buy everything off of Amazon. It's not a pay dump. And what's so awesome is, there's nothing better than cruising up with a friggin' hot water heater in the back seat and going, here you go, bro. Hot water heater. Because a lot of times that costs you like $25, $30 to dispose of that through the town. And that's subsidized, Well, not just mattresses. It's so they have I think in 2006. It's been a long time. We switched over to the pre-made, whatever you have to put out that week, it better fit in this barrel because that's all you're getting. Now, I think if you could have gone at the time, they won't do it anymore, but back then people complained, you could go and you could get an extra recycling barrel, but they wouldn't give you another trash barrel. And the trash barrel cost you, I think, $170 a year, $200 a year if you wanted a second barrel, something like that, which might be worth it. The week, really the month, but really the week or the 2 weeks prior to switching over to that new system where they were like, you can no longer put anything out. It was like everybody was having a yard sale because everyone had a couch or a mattress or something they didn't want to get stuck with. And they're like, once they won't pick up whatever's on the curb and it's down to whatever fits in these barrels, right? And you cannot, they had to send like 2 trucks those last couple of weeks, because the sheer, it probably quadrupled the sheer amount of stuff that went out on the sidewalk when they made that change. People gamed it like crazy. They're like, if we don't get rid of it now, Morty, we're never getting rid of it. Then we're stuck with it for life. What's up, Sean? Sure, you pay for it in form of house taxes. You know, our taxes relative to this area, they're actually really good. We have a commercial road with a lot of commercial property on it that does really well. And we have a few things that actually bring in a lot of state dollars, and you know, we do pretty good, relatively speaking. We're one of the lowest. In fact, we might be in like some of the lowest, like on a per, you know, square foot basis or whatever. Certainly in Eastern Mass. We take everything to commercial dumpsters. Well, my boss didn't want to pay for a commercial dumpster. And he used to dump all this trash at like, you know, at like his wife's condo or whatever. And they like waited for him, and they were like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just getting rid of stuff. They're like, no, this is for residents, and this is way more. You stop filling this up with all your store trash, you know, we're going to charge you. And so we had a new thing. We had to pull all the names, right? Now, every time we said something, he got rid of something there, we had to pull all the name tags off of it. We spent hours pulling the shipping labels off of boxes so that he could dump it. He's like, he was undeterred. He's like, yeah, a dumpster's like wicked expensive. In fact, when we lived in Woburn, we lived in that condo, that big fat friggin', that place was fat. The rest of the condos there were just whatever. They're all duplexes, but we lived in the developer's house. And the guy who owned the developer's house was really two places. This massive upstairs into the right of the staircase, which was a garage, and a massive down. This place was enormous. I cannot impart to you how enormous this friggin' place was. And I mean, for a condo, it was just, in fact, if you look at it from an aerial shot and you look at all those duplexes, the developer's house looks like three duplexes like stuck together. Three of them. And remember, those were two families, right? So the developer's house is massive, and down on the lower left, he's got a little condo in there that's like a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, like little place. But the rest of it is all owned by the upstairs. He paid like $130,000 for that place. And he wanted to sell it, I think, for $250,000. The place is probably worth, $800,000. It's so massive. And yeah, God, Woburn. We had a dumpster because we were all the way at the very end, and so that's where they had the dumpster. And I used to call people out. I remember going out there one time. There was a dude backed up like in his truck, and I go, "So which unit are you from?" And he's like, "Oh, we're like unit 1, like 1." I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." Well, I could tell. It's like people would, because they go around, they find dumpsters to go dump their freaking trash because they don't want to pay for a dumpster. You just drive around, you go to condo complexes, you find places that have open dumpsters that aren't behind a lock and key, which this one wasn't, and you back that shit up. Guys are backing up friggin' pickup trucks full of friggin' waste and dumping it. It's crazy. Oh, what's up, Blackjack? What's up, little roadie? I don't think the taxes reset. We're really good in this town. I gotta say, they're pretty good. Like I said, if we didn't have that commercial strip, that has all the commercial property there where they're raking in a lot of the commercial, that's actually built up pretty well. Not a lot of empty places, and the downtown does okay. Not a ton of vacancies, a few. And I think they cashed in on the meals tax, so they get that little extra, like 3/4 of a point, and from restaurants. So that all keeps property taxes, lower. But you love Kuwait? The hell is that? Fans probably would make good tone wood. So there's really no tone wood debate. Did you see that photo? I laughed my ass off when I saw that photo. It's like there's not a smile on the stage. Everybody looks friggin' miserable. I mean, is it me? I thought they all looked pretty miserable. And so I was like, what question would evoke the look on those faces? And it was, what do you guys think about tone wood? I think I have here we go. So we can revisit. That was from my trip to Guitcon. See, this time of year reminds me of Guitcon. Right? Getting crisper out. The leaves are changing. Right? Grass is greening up after being brown all summer. And, fall is in the air. It was a couple, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday and the day before were like in the low 70s. Today we couldn't get out of the mid 50s. So, fall is here. But, could be time for a little slideshow. So here we are, cut to 4 years ago, right around this time. It was 2018. And, of course, they I don't know why, that they love Swiss Air. I'm always flying on Swiss Air, but the problem is that when you fly into Zurich, you gotta take a prop plane. I gotta say, I was like, I don't like the planes with the big fans on the front. What if one of the fans breaks? So it was, yeah. Anyway, I not crazy about the prop plane to get to Nuremberg, but that's how we do. And there I am in the lobby of the hotel, and there's the hotel. That's the König Albert. König meaning king. It's the King Albert. And see, again, this is why it sort of reminds me of it. Leaves changing. A pretty night. This is, I think, on our way over to dinner when we arrived. I'm probably with the crew. We're heading over. Took that photo. Again, these are sort of on our way over. The King Albert Theater. That's like some giant, like, pool or something. I forget what that is. Like some spa or... Well, that's one of the spa pools. You can see the pool in there. Or maybe that was the salt one. One of them's like a salt one. People go from all over. This is the first night. We got Mike Bradley. Mike Pomisano. There's Arnold. There's Jeannie from PRS. You can see she's wearing a PRS jacket. And Hans Platz, who's a guitar player, or Platz, who's a guitar player with this German group that's quite popular. I've seen the photos of his gigs. They have good crowds, and he's a famous guy. Then we are hanging out again, working our way back. I think that's maybe from my balcony, the hotel. I think that was my view. There we are at the panorama out there. It's Simeon. He's a guy he's from Toman. So he was there with Harley Benton. It's quite the sight from up there. That's one of the urinals in the men's room. So nice, no one really wanted to pee on it. You take a photo with it. You know, it's like a work of art. As were the sinks. The whole place was pretty stunning. This is at Warwick Framers. There's Rich being accosted by Phil X. I was like, Rich, throw up 2 fingers if you need help. There's a Tone King and Phil X. Phil X wearing the boot. Because you know why? Because he kicks so much ass. They write themselves. But that one is I learned the riff. It was like an E. I can't do it. Something like that. Again, there's a shot from like one of the upper windows off in the distance. You know what? That could be like the edge of that outdoor balcony. Quite the vista. Yeah, it was Oktoberfest. So there's a lot of weirdness going on around Oktoberfest. Like this. Baby. There's a Rick and Shane from Down Under. Yeah. And oh yeah, there's Nate, and of course Steve, Sammy, hanging out. This is at the music hall. Back in here is where you can see the sort of like the mess hall style. The food was served in here, and we sort of ate in here and ate out and around here. That's China Guitar Skeptic. And they're up there, they're doing something. And this is in the other direction. You got Mike Bradley, you got your Pete Thorne. There's Simeon again. There's Jeannie again. That's Nick Johnston. Nick. Little Nick. I'm just gonna say it. He was the best guitar player at that event. I sat down with him at like my little booth I had going, and he riffed a couple of riffs. I was like, okay, that's impressive. I wanted to take that home, but they wouldn't let me. That was a killer, like Custom 24. They give you an idea of like, you know, what this place, how big it was. It was like enormous. It was Supro. Everybody in there and, you know, doing stuff, which is what they do, you know, like stuff and PRS and Sammy senses my presence. Says that asshole taking another goddamn photo? Shh. Quiet, Sammy. Oh, here's the bar. I unlocked ice on this one. You know, the Europeans, they don't do the frozen water. That, I don't know, they don't do it. So, I was able to find it over here, behind the bar. A little fretless bass. It's kind of like quite frankly, the old, what am I thinking of? The DeArmond? What, you know the one I'm thinking of. What was that bass? You know that bass? What's up, Justin? Another Ortega. Oh, due to the food. Ashbury. Thank you, Sassy Cat. Ashbury. That was it. The Ashbury bass. Kind of the same thing. Fretless, right? So amazing. That's a tomato. That's like butter. It was like wicked fancy. There's the photo. Like, actually, this one, he kind of has his eyes closed. I think my other one. And he's looking at me. Rick looks angry. He looks like he's saying, oh, shit, I'm staying out of this one. And he's like, what are you doing? What? I would love to know what's going on in that moment. Got to admit, though, that's quite the thing with the lighting and the red. It's quite the scene. This was one of the artists. Ibanez artist. He was pretty good. Little jam out. Ibanez artist, Warwick artist. That's Roxy. Of course, that's Mikey Palm, and that's drummer Jesus. I do believe. Oh yeah, they're getting down. They're getting down. That's what I thought. I wanted to just double check. Absolutely. Here's a tree by a brook where a songbird sings sometimes. That's actually at the hotel. It's beautiful there. It's like wicked like nature. Again, this is sort of like triggering me, like when I see trees like this. I'm like, Deutschland? This is the bridge that goes over that. You know, the Germans, they like to over-engineer. There it is. There's that brook. This is upstream. And this is, I think I'm in the factory, the Warwick factory, and I'm just checking out tops. Oh, now I'm checking out lunch. Again, I have found the ice, right? This is unlocking, like, level 10. You got an open face sandwich. That's a piece of chicken on top with, vegetables and a piece of bread on the bottom. That an open face thing is a thing there. You got your cup of vegetables. That's a salad, apparently. And then, of course, a soup. I believe this was Italian Day. It was amazing. Food there was always really good. The caterer was outstanding. And here we are at the catering, because I know that's what everybody wants to know about. Here's Tonkin going, whoa, wait, why are you taking my photo eating? Why? What are you doing? Yeah, you got your soup, you got your drink, your salad, everything. It's nice. It's a nice spread. That was my setup. I had a 2-camera setup, 1 camera here, one camera facing him, 1 camera facing me. And I had, there's my interface and my laptop. And I would sit here and I would have guests over on the couch. And yeah, I did all my interviews right here, right in this little area, which they weren't crazy about, but it's like it was so much better than booking the rooms. The rooms were overbooked. It was mostly about tone food. There's a Tone King, tone sanding. He's V. He's tone staining it with tone stain. It's a tone swirl. A little more tone. More tone around the sides, around the back. Tone it up real good. And then they sand it and you get this, right? Because it had the other color and then the other color, and you mix the two colors together and you get like this, like dual color. I forget the name. It's like Blueberry Burst or something like that. That's Phil and Rick, a Canadian and an Australian together in a photo. Who would have thunk? Again, there's just a shot of this, how enormous this friggin' space is. There's the bar. And they're way down at the end there. That's way down at the end. Past these here is a stage. Right? We're not even into the stage area. It's like we're outside of that, out in this main area. Who was this guy here? He was from, was it Mojo? Who was this guy from? Moore. This guy sucked. He could not stop playing so friggin' loud. It's pissing me off. There we are outside. Again, a little bit more of the side. Oh, Ova. We lost Ova recently. We lost him over the summer. He died of a sudden heart attack. And he will be missed dearly. He was pretty much the lifeblood of this, kind of the first one, more like a liaison of Henning, and the second one pretty much ran the whole thing. Ova. Shower. Stage. Oh, God, the food. Did I mention the food? Did I mention how good the food was? Now, there's a look of, what? Huh? Okay. I am seriously questioning my life choices. I have a migraine. And I am brain transporting out of my current position. Oh, I'm in the south of France. And there's Sean, blah, 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 beyond. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what's going on. But this is the reaction. It's the fuck? Oh my God. Every time I look at that photo, I bust out laughing. See, these are the funny moments that you just don't realize. Until you look back. Doing a little jamming. That's the guy from Operation Mindcrime. And Roxy again, drummer Jesus. And I forget who this singer was with. He was good, though. They were doing... People... Oh, God, I kept taking pictures of this guitar, but it still didn't come home with me. There I am. I'm in a little Joyman village, and I am I'm out because it's my it's in October. My mother's birthday is in October, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab her a little something while I'm here. And so I went to this little store, and I had to make me up like this nice little gift basket of sweets and treats, and it was lovely. And I took it home, and there I am in the village. I had a nice house in there. We stopped there. He was saying this was like the big local house. You know, one of those big houses. You think that's big? You should drive through Westwood. Again, I think this is not Village. Oh yeah, this in the morning. What you got here is you got a bass player, guitar player, bass player, a bass player, and a guitar player. That's the lineup. That's the lineup right now. I've met him a few times in the States while he's on tour. He always gets me in, and I go check out Operation Mindcrime. This was, I think, sunrise that morning on the trees. Gear man dude. I'm gonna gear man dude. They're coming out of there with their food. And I'm with gear man dude. And me and Nick Johnson. I feel like he's slouching because he's a tall guy. I feel like he's slouching down to my height. That was a little outside. Did he fart? You know, he might have. It was very loud in there. You never know. A little one-cheek sneak. Could happen. Me and Phil, breakfast. That is definitely morning. I'm probably back up at my room, hanging out, and they're saying, like, don't jump over. Or they're saying, 2 people. This is like some salt bath down here. And we're looking down there at night and going, what's going on down there? Again, more of the stream. I did a lot of streaming while I was there. Little panorama, hotel, the bridge and the stream. More of the hotel grounds. Me and Rick. Rick! We hit it right off. I was like, bro, you know what I love? Black t-shirts. He's like, I love black t-shirts. I was like, bro. He's like, bro, black t-shirts. And we, like, fist bumped. There's Pete. He got himself a bass while he was there. There's Rick. Photo bombing, said bass photo. My hotel room. Nice room. I tell you, man, they treat you nice. It's pretty nice. Beautiful grounds of the hotel again. This might be one of the last photos. This is my buddy Arthur. So I'm in the hotel, and I come downstairs, and I'm going to meet Sean Daniels. And I forget, someone else was out. I think it was Sean. Definitely Sean Daniels was there, but I think there was a second person there. And we come down, and I get off the elevator, and I see this guy in the lobby. He's like, over by the front, probably waiting, looking for cars or whatever. And he sees me, and he smiles, and I smile back, and I walk outside. And I go out there, and I'm talking with Sean Daniels, and we're goofing around, like loud Americans, what we do. And he comes outside. And he's got the guitar, and he's got all this gear, and pretty much everybody from this event is staying at this hotel. So I'm figuring, he's at this event and I just don't know him. And, when you go to these events, a lot of people come up to you and go, hey, man, I just want to say I really love your videos, right? I mean, that's pretty common, right? I did it to Rick Beato. Hey, man, I really love your videos, right? Did it to Sammy. So he goes, Steve? And I go, yeah. He goes, oh, I just wanted to say I really love your videos. I was like, oh, cool. Thanks, man. You heading back over now? He goes, heading where? I go, to Warwick. He goes, no, I'm a musician. I'm from Berlin. I'm in town for a gig. And I'm like, wait. And you hear Sean Daniels go, dude, you just got recognized in Germany. And we're pretty remote. We're about 5 kilometers from the friggin' Czech border. We're pretty far out in the middle of nowhere. This is like literally like a resort place, right? And I go, so you just saw me? He goes, yeah. He goes, I was in the lobby and I saw you get off the elevator and I always said to myself, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I was like, yeah, that is a little freaky. Yeah, a little weird. And so he was super nice, my super fan, Arthur. And can you hear me? Yeah, you can't hear me now? Check. I'm showing meters now. So he just was a guitar player who had watched a lot of my videos and was like, no, I just happened to see you. And I was like, oh my God, I think that's Steve. I was like, that's pretty awesome. And that might have been it. That was probably the last day because I think this is in the morning. We're on our way to the airport. Oh yeah, I'd say we're at the airport. And I feel like I'm in an airplane right now. And I'm flying back home. And there you go. And that was my trip to Guitcon 2. Everybody says I'm good. I'm Mr. Roboto sometimes. Sammy says it hasn't dropped for him. He's like, good. Well, that's all I got. And I threw that together last minute. What am I going to talk about tonight? Actually, that came up in my Facebook feed. It was like, remember your time from 4 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's something. And that was my summer vacation. Did they stop doing Guitcon? They did. The 2018 one was the last one. They used to do so many things. They used to have a big concert there. And then they did the bass camp for a while, right? BASSCAMP. They did bass camp for a long time. They get famous bass players to go there. And then they did Guitcon twice. And it's been quiet. Well, then the pandemic. Last one was in 2018. Time for Get Change. Was there something from the basement? Yeah. I did see Steve Vai playing the Hydra live. Somebody took footage from the audience. I did watch that. It sounded to me like the mix was way off when he started. He was plucking that bass. I couldn't hear it at all. I felt like it took like a minute. It took a while before all of a sudden you started to hear all the items on the Hydra. It sounded to me like I was hearing like one of the guitars. Then all of a sudden, oh, no, now I hear the guitar. And then I'm like, I can't even hear this thing. And then I can see him striking the bass, and I'm not really hearing it. And all of a sudden, oh, nope, there goes the bass. When he turned the fader up on that. No, they'll get it down. If that was the first time, they gotta figure out how to mix it. I remember Henning had heat with the Guitcon crew. Yeah, well, Henning has heat with every crew. That's why he does his own now. Right? Henning had a problem with the Guitcon crew when he quit Guitcon. And he started TGU. Right, at Toman. And then he quit that one. And that is Henning in a nutshell. Which is why we love him. The bear claw. There seems to be one common denominator. The reality is that Henning wanted to control everything, and these places were paying for it, so they didn't want to cede all the control. And the only way he could get complete control was to just run it himself at his place, which is what he wound up doing. He just ran it at his place. And that was the end of that. I just learned recently that it was Ace. I'm sorry, not Ace. It was Alex and Eddie who made the demo for Christine 16 for Gene Simmons. So Gene had come up with the song, and, you know, he thought they were good musicians or whatever, and wanted to, like, hear what they could do, and he sort of gave them the stuff and said, just come up with a demo of it so I can give it to the band. And they put it together, including the guitar solo, which Gene liked so much, he pretty much forced Ace to learn the solo. When you listen to that song, especially the drum part, oh my God, does that sound like Alex Van Halen. It's not him playing it, but if that was the demo from which they based the song, you can really hear the Van Halenism in Christine 16 between the piano. It's like, the more you listen to it, once you sort of like get that sort of backstory, so it all makes sense. Does kind of have a band. I do like these pickups. Other news. I might be doing a giveaway soon with the pick dude, with the Wolfschmidt. So, you know, those. Some sort of jumbo pick. He reached out the other day and was like, hey, how's it going? We hadn't talked in a little bit. He's like, let's do like a pick giveaway. I'm like, okay. So I don't know what the details are. I'll let you know. There's nothing going yet. And of course, you will never, ever be notified, ever, in the comments. Because that's become a thing where people go on there. In fact, I've blocked the words like prize and winner, and I think Telegram and WhatsApp, because it cuts down on a lot of that nonsense. You're not winning jack. The great thing is that they've really come down in price because the dollar is so strong against the euro right now. So where it used to be like $1, I mean, I remember at one time it was almost like $1.30, $1.31. But it was like down about $1.15, like more recently. Now it's down about $1. They're just about even, maybe slightly off. I'd have to see where they are like right now, but check the Forex. But no, the dollar's really friggin' strong right now. Is it $1? Yeah, 1.02. Yeah, see, that's the lowest I've seen it in I don't know how long. Right? In fact, I think forever. It's always been, I want to say it was, when I went a couple of years ago, I want to say it was somewhere around $1.28, $1.30. And then recently it's more like $1.15, $1.17. That sounds like $1.02. That's good. So, like, if you went to go buy something at Toman, you know, and they convert euros to dollars, it's going to be cheaper than it was 6 months ago. Because they price their stuff in dollars. They do the conversion. When you go to Hoofschmidt Picks, he quotes things in euros. You really only see the difference on the back end when it shows up on your card, or if you pay with, I usually pay with PayPal. So if you pay with PayPal, then they convert it and they go, oh, that €100 costs you like $115 plus like a, maybe a $2 like conversion fee or something. But it wasn't really that bad, but now it's even better. Free money. I don't know where the pound is right now. My wife finally saw the pick display. She called it, and I'm quoting here, indulgent. Guilty as charged. I would, you know what? I'd say she's correct. All right, we'll switch this up. What are we going to? Wait. I do love that bear. That's a good one. What do I got here? Let's see. What is this? This is... What is this guitar? That's a Strat. That's the Eric Johnson Strat. Eric Johnson Strat. Wait. Oh. Here's the SG. This is the best thing about the SG is you can just reach in, just pull it out. You know how that goes. Sometimes you just want to reach in and pull it out. You know what I'm saying. Need a latch in my way. It took me a second to think about that. All right, we're in D. All right. I like that EG strat. So do I. I like the Eric Johnson strat. I was just playing that the other day. It's a great one. Feels a little loud. My tone never changes. Well, if you have the best tone, why would you change it? By definition, anything else would be worse, now wouldn't it? I know it's always the G string. Thoughts on the new Iomi Epiphone SG? I'm sure it's good. I haven't really seen it. It's got P90s in it. You like that sound? I'm in drop D. Yeah. you can't hear the difference, just so you know, I'm on the neck pickup now. This is the bridge. You might not have noticed, but that's why I'm telling you. Chug, chug, chug. Tony Iommi would. I don't think this has a wide nut. No, I think it's normal. In fact, something's out. I mean, that sounds in. Is it that? Ever so slightly? Close. Feel like something sharp. You think it's a little flat? What you make other things sound sharp? No, because I'm not hitting the E string. Get him. There it is. Could do some bends. Yeah, you could do a digital tuner, but the problem is that almost always, by the time you get to where you need to be, something slightly out. I find tuning with itself is infinitely, of course everything's a little sharp because the guitar hasn't been played. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Come on, where are you now? Not bad. Yeah, that's working. Do 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 do. Intonation, yeah, well, it probably wasn't set for D, which is what this is set to. Oh yeah, I think it's in good enough. Oh, that sounds a little loud. Probably getting a little slink from being in a drop tuning. Yeah, see, now that's a little loud. Oh, that's a little loud. Yep. Got a 50% right there. So much lower. With the D instead of the E tuning. Does sound good. That's pretty good. Do. I forget what was it? I forget that opening. C. E. I forget it now. A. I'd have to look at it again. Black Hole Sun. Now I don't know any 90s song, not a single one. Because you know, I got out around 86. What's up, Landon? Something like that. I don't know a ton of Veil. The only thing I know by Aldo Nova is that Something going on in my ear there. Good replacement saddles for a Squire CB60 Strat. See, that could be tricky because they're not all the right dimensions. And sometimes people go out and they go, oh, I'm just going to put the fender ones on. You get them and you realize they're just a hair wider. They don't fit. And you're like, oh, now my strings are hanging off the board because it's not a standard size and you're switching maybe metric to standard or something like that. So you got to be real careful with that. Is there a problem with the saddles that you have to replace them? Because sometimes I think when you try to upgrade those, you run into all kinds of problems. It's just more of a hassle than it's worth. You know? Yeah, you'd be much better off to go to a Squire forum for a question like that. Do. 8:30. Going by really fast. 30 minutes to fire time. Fire. Have my neighbors got one going? Oh, yeah. I think my neighbor's got a fire going. Because it's crispy, and I think the wind has finally died down. So there'll be a lot of people going to have backyard fires tonight. But only one will be burning a fence. Thanks for the update, Terry. You got a fire going, Michael? Yeah. Yeah, it's that time of year. It's fire time. Thanks, Gregory. Exactly. When you're rocking out. It's an old-fashioned fence burning party. Yeah, Rippy's right. The Squire guys are mod like crazy, so they know all the ins and outs. You can go to those, maybe go to Squire Talk, and probably get some very direct answers. Teach you some licks? What do I know? Oh, I don't know. What can we do? That's a good one. Simple. Oh, go to A major. Let me think about that. It's a good riff. Kind of like a... It's always good. Well, it's funny because I was showing this to a guy he's more of a keyboard player. But, I said, you should just do a... Even there, I was sharp. Get your sliding and your bending in the, in order here. Can you see it on this cam? Yeah, rolling. There you go. So pick squeal optional. So even there, screwing it up. I'm still getting a bunch of open string noise. That'll work out two things. It'll work out with your ear for that bend. It's deceptively hard. It looks like it's easy, but then you're like, oh, actually, to actually do this and get it in like a rhythm. It takes a little practice. And the funny thing is I remember showing it to a friend of mine, again, who played keyboard. And he's like, oh, yeah, that looks easy. And he's like, well, this is actually really hard. It's like, he's like... I was like, oh, it can be a little tricky, a little bit. Well, that's why you do it, because you don't want to have always sharp or flat bends. That's why. Right, you're going up and hitting that note. One slide, one bend. Metronome is good to use. Or just play to the tune, which is a kind of metronome. They generally go to click tracks and stuff like that, you know. I can see the flashing from the fire next door. Guitar prices coming down. I've noticed a softening a little bit. You know, Guitar Center was, throwing a lot of stuff up there for big money to see if they'll get it. And I'm noticing that they're starting to discount them. I am definitely seeing a softening on the used market anyway. I'm seeing a little bit of a softening, but the prices are still up from where they were, a year and a half ago. Even like 14 months ago. It really started happening just about a year ago, like this month was when it really started to take off. But at retail, and then what happens is when they get the used stuff in, they go by retail prices for what they're going to price it at. Yeah, but what did you pay for it? Well, let's not get into what I paid for it. Point is, what can I get for it? 10% off Fender brands. Yeah, that shows a softening market a little bit. Exactly. Get your bins in tune. Is it up here? That's E. I think it's D. So you're seeing a little bit, but they're still way up from where they were. Like last summer, not this summer that just passed, but the summer before that, summer 21, you could got a like a Gibson double cut, like double P90. Those, they're pretty inexpensive. Like the little, it's not a Les Paul Junior, but it's like a double cut. It's like a P90 double cut. They make one with a single that's like more of like the original, but they make one that had two pickups, which is more preferable. I'd rather have the two pickups than the one. They had like a whole bunch of those up there for $599, $650, $699. Now they're all like $850, $899. Right? They've all jumped up like $100 to $150. Like the SGs, you used to be able, if you were lucky, get one around $799 for a standard, $850, $899. Now they're more like, if you're lucky, $999. It's more like $1099, and up. And probably most of them are like $12.99. So, prices are definitely up without a doubt. The thing is, if people won't pay them, then they'll start to soften. Right? People, they vote with their wallet, and so they just say, it's too rich for my blood. Then people go up. Next thing we have to soften these prices a little bit. Is that what it is? Les Paul Special? It's a matte finish. It's not a gloss finish. Yeah, actually, you're right. Kind of does look like the Rick Beato guitar. Kind of is. You could see they had those up there. In fact, at one point they had like a half dozen of them for like $5.99. You know, all in like blue and black. I think they also make a red. But the blue is pretty dark. Yeah, it's a good looking blue. And of course they make and they're all matte. Countdown to fire time. Fire! You talk about the new Gibson Faded series. No, these aren't new. These are older. I want to say that these are like probably a good 6 or 7 years old now. I think that's why they had so many up there. They were sort of blowing them out, getting rid of some stock. Right? And they can't do it on the new market because the manufacturer gets angry at them if they discount them too heavy. And if they have blems on them or whatever, they just throw them on used, even though they're not really used. Maybe they're a return, you know, or something like that, or they're just looking to blow them out without having to look at MSRP, you know, or MAP. And so the way around it is just to throw it on the used shelf. Without a doubt. That's what my Les Paul was. In fact, I guarantee you my Les Paul wouldn't be a scratch on the back if it was if they just shipped it in the damn case the first time around. Is there a Halloween special this year? Maybe. Speaking of that, I want to go to that. Have you seen the, see if I can call this up there. Have you seen the Roger Williams Yeah, the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular. It's just kind of crazy how they can carve the pumpkins now. So, that's a friggin' pumpkin. And they just carve it shallow where they want the light to come through, and not so shallow where they want to block the light with the skin. You get Lucille Ball. I think that's Stranger Things. Looney Tunes. It's pretty crazy how good the carving is now. So I might go to this. I haven't been in about 20 years. I went about 20 years ago. And now what I love about it is now because of COVID, they don't want it to get too busy at any one time. So you have to book the hour you're going to go, which I love. So just set it up for that final hour and get out of there. Get out of there. Yeah, the Roger Williams Zoo is awesome. You know, Speaker, I went there with the friend. Remember when you were over here recently? Our mutual friend was here. He went with me one day on a whim when Kay was like, I think Ben wasn't even born yet. It was just Catherine. And so it was like some afternoon. She was like, I don't know, a year old, or I think maybe a year old. And on a whim, we just drove down, and the place was empty. It was like the afternoon, and all the friggin' animals were out. It was the most active time ever at that friggin' zoo. I could not believe it. I'm like, oh, they're all out. It was unbelievable. We had a great time. Exactly. Now your pumpkins will always be inferior. I know. I gotta say, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty good. Do they have any more on the page? This is like at the very end, they have the big, like, these are just regular carved jack-o'-lanterns, but, you know, it's the specialty ones that are just insane. You know what? Let me see. Do I have any? Just out of curiosity, I wonder if I happen to have, in the few minutes we have remaining, if I have photos. Because, you know, I had a digital camera. It actually might be, is that 2000? 2001? Let's see here. Well, I guess it would have been, why hunt? Let's go to October. Oh, there's some pumpkins. I'm not seeing any jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah. And I think I'm down in New York. Yeah, that's right. For work. New York City. So it would have been October 2001? Is it that old? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Are we already into? Yeah. Yeah, we're at the end of the month. Yeah, I don't know. Or else what it would have been? It would have been maybe. No. Oh yeah. That's some of ours from that year. Goddamn booze cruise. Oh my God. Boy, that's a long time ago. Holy Christ. Oh my God. That's me on a booze cruise from like 99. I got my hair slicked back, but a couple of strands coming down. I'm pretty sure I'm smoking a cigar. All right. Oh yeah, here you go. So there's this is from the first one. Again, this is a very old digital camera. This is from like the 90s. This is from like 1998, I think. So with the new camera, it should be better. But these are actual photos from when I went back in, I think this is 1998 or 1999. It's crazy. The pumpkin carving is friggin' crazy. Of course, is that Isaac Asimov? Let me just make sure hold on. We're at the, what is it? Okay. Okay. I see where it ends. Yeah. All right. Hold on. There's a little bit. Again, the cameras are so crappy back then. This is literally shot on a digital camera. A Toad. Butterfly, Frog and the Butterfly, Joe DiMaggio. Again, it was pretty cool. Not bad for, I mean, again, this is a camera that's from 1999. Alfred E. Newman. What, me worry? Again, pretty spectacular pumpkin carving. I want to go to this again this year. I head down. Elvis. And they had skulls. Oh yeah, that's the so there it is where it's lit up and you don't really see it, right? Because the pumpkin carving, right? Babe Ruth. I think that's the last photo. Anyway. Nerd time. And there you have it. And there you have my pumpkin spectacular. Again, I want to go back this year. I haven't been in 20 years. So I'm sure the carving has been better. The Lucille Ball looked damn good. So 20 years later, they're probably even better than before. So we'll check it out. You think they're 3D printed? You think they carve it with a 3D printer? I suppose they could. I don't know. I think when we went there, they had photos of the people. They show them carving. They use a Dremel. They carve it with a Dremel tool. You know. Yeah, I'll fake pumpkin made with 3D image. Well, when I go, I'll see if I can poke it. Poke the pumpkin. Yeah, exactly. 3D printers weren't a thing in 1998. There you go. Yeah, no cats tonight. It's been awfully quiet. Yeah, no one. Thought someone might be laying down over there, but nope. Digital cameras were barely a thing in 1998. Yeah, they came out in like 94. But it really was 97, 98 that there was a big switch around. I want to say that for that, I probably either had a Nikon, the 950 there, right? What was that? The one that split? Remember the one that had the split body? Coolpix. All right, Coolpix 900 or something. And then I had, that might have been a Toshiba though. I did get a Toshiba that it was like my least favorite camera. And then I think I went back to Nikon. Probably got the Coolpix like 950 or 980 or whatever it was. You got the Fuji 1.3 megapixel. I think the Coolpix was was that a 1.3 megapixel? And then I want to say the Toshiba might have been like a 2 megapixel. And then the Nikon, like the second one I got there, the Coolpix like 950 or 980 or whatever it was, that was like 3.5 megapixel or something like that. That's crazy. Oh no, I remember disposable cameras. God. They're everywhere. Get them at checkout. Our first VCR had it was a remote, but it was wired. Had like a 12-foot cord you'd put on the coffee table. Oh, thanks, speaker. We'll talk soon, buddy. Exactly, when VCR rewinders or VHS rewinders, right? Cassette rewinders, god damn. I had laser discs too. Got into the laser disc for a while. They had digital audio. Oh, thanks, John. You have a wonderful night, thank you. Top loader VCRs, yeah. I do remember those. What I watch on VCR? I think Hollywood Shuffle. Got a couple of movies I saw for the first time on like cassette. Probably Evil Dead. You know. All right, dudes, 8:59. I'm going to call it a night. We're going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll let you know how the fire goes. Maybe I'll take some pics for next week. If I remember. Have a wonderful week. Try and get some videos out this week, but it's been a little tricky. But I finally got the video system working great in the attic, so I'm ready. And I hooked up this other monitor, which I had disconnected for a whole bunch of reasons. So yeah, I'm getting there. We're getting there. I feel good. Feel good about this week. So thanks so much for everyone for hanging out. Anyone who contributed, always awesome. And of course, bro fist to my mod squad. Hashtag mod squad. Thank you. Smash that like button. All right. Have a good one. See you guys in the week. And there you go. Later. I'm gonna go cook up some s'mores. All right, dudes. Have a good one. Later.